Hey guys, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Not a lot going on. I haven't brewed any new batch. Have not brewed a new batch since I saw you guys last time. So I don't have anything to report on that end. I did enter my first homebrew competition though last week, and I got the results back today. So I wanted to go over some of those with you guys. Maybe get some help. You guys leave some comments down below what I can change. So I entered 3 different beers. I entered, the first batch I ever brewed was a brown ale kit. The second batch I brewed, I tried to do a pale ale on my own. I entered it. The third batch I ever did was my chocolate coconut porter. I entered that. And the fourth batch I ever did was my test batch for the Hokie Homebrew Yeast experiment, and I entered that. There were 102 entries. Out of the 102, my chocolate coconut porter scored 8th overall, and the ordinary bitter scored 11th overall. They only gave out ribbons for the top 5 places. So yeah, we'll start at the beginning. My pale ale, which I think I've showed you guys before, it's really blonde, really, really pale. The only thing that's in it is extract and Munich malt. With I split up 2 ounces of Cascade. I did a half ounce, 60-20, 5, and then a half ounce dry hop. But I brewed that back December 2nd, so it's 2 months old, because I thought it tasted too grassy, and I was just waiting for that to die out. I don't know if you guys know how these work. They usually do them in pairs. You get an apprentice or a non-beer judge type person, and then a certified beer judge. You know, like this guy just like wrote his name in up here and whatnot, and this guy's got the little sticker. It's got his BJCP certification number and all that stuff on it. So yeah, the apprentice said, okay, I've heard from too many people, you have to take some of these score sheets and just kind of take it with a grain of salt, or, you know, enter a few different competitions and kind of take an average of what they say overall. Aroma, moderate to strong hop aroma. Citrusy, floral hops present. Low to no hop aroma present. Contradiction there. No esters detected. White foamy head, small bubbles, brilliantly clear, appropriate golden color. Velvety, long-lasting head. Flavor. Bready malt presence, low to no hop flavor. Good clean fermentation, balanced but definitely towards malt. Dry finish, no overly harsh or bitter notes. Some light struck or skunky notes are present. I find that odd because I don't think the brew's seen more than 5 minutes of daylight. It saw daylight in the time I was transferring it from primarily to the bottling bucket, and from the bottling bucket into the bottle. After that, the bottles have been sitting in my basement for 2 months. So it's not light struck, but I don't know what that aroma is. Maybe what I'm calling grassy, he's calling skunky. Overall, decent attempt. Most things are correct, but the hop presence is missing in flavor. The aroma was faint, but detectable. Add more flavor hops as they tend to degrade over time. Pre-hop, perhaps half to 0.75 more in your additional flavors for aroma and flavor, or more in dry hop. Which, like I said, it's 2 months old. I knew it was going to fade out. Still, it scored a 28. The certified beer judge actually classified it as grassy. He didn't classify light struck. He said grassy. Light caramel malt aroma, slightly sweet, faint hops, no off aromas, no DMS, diacetyl, or such. Clear, clean, straw yellow with good head retention that sticks to the side of the glass. Flavor starts with light grainy straw-like flavor, then continues with a harsh, bitter, drying finish. No real hot flavor or malt sweetness. Light body with astringent mouthfeel, carbonation bite from medium to high carbonation. Overall, seemed light on malt, not enough sweetness to hold up to the bitterness. No real hot flavor, just bitterness. Seems closer to a Pilsner lager than a pale. When I went to the brew store to get my ingredients, I told the guy I was going to brew, and he said, maybe try some Munich malt. But I guess he didn't know I was doing extract, or I didn't think to tell him. But Munich malt needs to be mashed, and I didn't mash it, I steeped it, so that may have something to do with what I got on it, the comments I got. But they scored a 26, 28, 27. My brown porter, same thing, an apprentice and a recognized BJCP judge. This one was my highest score. I scored a 30 on one, 28 on the other, which in their range is very good. So there's that. Yeah, Dutch cocoa, toasted coconut in it. Aroma, bready, dark fruit aromas, earthy hops. Coconut adds a weird smell, not bad, just different. Chocolatey when warm. It's a hazy light brown. Coconut is spot on, not overpowering, perhaps in the flavor. Coconut is spot on, not overpowering. Perhaps a bit too much cocoa flavor, but very slight. This comes out as it warms. Mouthfeel. Medium body, bubbly on the tongue initially, slightly dry finish, good attenuation. Overall impression, very drinkable and a good balance between additions. This can be a real trick too. Good job. This isn't a porter, but more like a dark brown ale. So he nicked me on style. The BJCP certified judge, it's funny, it's like the certified guys don't write near as much as the beginning guys do. Aroma, slight phenolic, slight chocolate cocoa. When I first bottled it up, I thought it had a, what did I say? It's like it was hot and alcohol, but sweet. It was like an acetone. I don't know if you guys know what that smells like. So I could see where he could get that phenolic. But the other guy said, yeah, he did. Appearance, dark orange brown, touch of haze, minimal retention, although carbonated. Wait. Thorough carbonated, minimal retention, something carbonated. And I mean, it's got coconut and cocoa powder in it, so yeah, it's gonna be lacking in head retention. Flavor. Flavor start off a bit light, needs more roast malt character to build the front. Cocoa in the middle runs to the finish. Toasted coconut comes through more than, sorry. Let me read this. Flavor. Flavor starts a bit light, needs more roast malt character to build the front. Cocoa in the middle runs into the finish. Toasted coconut comes through more than coconut. Maybe more malt I am picking up. Mouthfeel, bit light on the body and mouthfeel. Slight carbonic bite in the beer and taste in the mouth. Dry on palate as well. Overall impression, delicate cocoa flavor is good. Beer does need more overall malt character behind the beer. It is a bit light on roast, English malt character, and flavor profile to build overall beer. So that was my best score. I need to bulk out the malt profile out, which on that was half amber extract, half golden light extract. half a pound of Cara Munich 2, half a pound of chocolate malt, half a pound of Special B, 4 ounces of black patent, and an ounce of Willamette each at 60, 15, and 5. But again, I was not doing my mash. So I didn't get out of those malts what I could have. I was doing almost a partial mash, but I was using the full 2.5 gallons of water and doing the steeping. So, I mean, I didn't get as much out of them as I could have, and there's no base malt in there for the enzymes. I mean, I think all these are roasted malts, so there's no base malt in there to help for the enzymes to help convert those. But descriptions on those grains, the Cara Munich 2 is a deep gold to copper color, mildly toasty, sweet flavor and aroma. Use 5 to 10% for enhanced body and malt character in Oktoberfest or alt beer and Bock. 1 to 5% for other amber beers. I used, half an ounce in a 5-gallon batch, so I'm in that 1 to 1.5% range for amber beers. You guys all know what chocolate malt is. A Special B, an extremely dark caramel malt with a sharp, almost toffee-like flavor. It will impart a heavy caramel taste and is often credited with the raisin-like flavors in some Belgian ales. So maybe that's what the one guy said. One guy didn't pick up any. Okay, the certified guy said, slight phenolic. The other guy said cooking it adds a weird smell, not bad, just different. Maybe that was the Special B, adding in that, they called it a sharp toffee flavor and raisiny, like Belgian ales. Well, in a porter, I'm sure that would seem out of place and maybe not quite able to put your finger on what it is. Because these guys don't see your recipe, so they don't know what you put in it. They're just guessing by what they taste. Of course, that one scored 8 out of 102. And then my Hokie test batch, my Hokie Homebrew Yeast Experiment test batch, which the yeast experiment is an ESB, and I'm not real big on the bitter, so I knocked the bitters down to about 30 and entered it as an ordinary bitter. I got a 29 and a 27. My novice or non-BJCP said low hop presence, subtle sweetness, no maltiness. Appearance, light copper, very clean, prominent head. Flavor, light subtle bitterness, low sweetness, generally missing a lot of flavor, but not in a bad way. Proper flavor is there, just very weak. Mouthfeel, medium carbonation, low body. Overall impression, low flavor and aroma, but still present. Not lacking, just weak. Still scored it a 27. The BJCP certified said little aroma, slightly sweet in aroma. Appearance, clear dark amber, nice white head. Flavor, lightly bitter with a light sweet. Aftertaste, quickly gone, clean finish. Mouthfeel, medium carbonation. Overall, nice beer, very drinkable, but the overall flavor seemed weak. So again, I hit my numbers. I mashed at 149.9 and hit 158. No, I think my test batch I hit better than that. I know on the Hokie Homebrew batch I hit. Yeah. On the test batch I mashed higher. I mashed at 154 and came up with an OG at 1061. Whereas on the Hokie yeast experiment, the one that we're submitting, I mashed it, he said 150, I hit 149.9, and my OG was 1058. So I had a little thinner mash, which gave me a little lower OG. Although it's supposed to give you more fermentables, so you'd think that'd be a higher OG. Anyways, but I kicked on the test batch, I kicked it down to just 2 ounces of Willamette and Fuggles, an ounce at 60 and then a half ounce each at 15 and 5. So a lightly bitter with a lightly sweet aftertaste, quickly gone. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to send a couple of those out. Whenever we send in for the English yeast experiment, I'm going to send a couple of my test batch also to Hokie and SJ. Maybe they'll give me a little a side-by-side, tell me what they think. I'll scan these score sheets and put them on the Homebrew Wednesday forums, so if anybody wants to take a look at them or ask me any questions or anything, feel free. But that's all I got, guys. Should be getting my burner next week. Got some new beers put up in the cellar. Going to a homebrew club meeting this Friday and another homebrew club meeting next Friday. So maybe I'll get some video. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.